Welcome and thank you for joining us. Today, we gather to honor six extraordinary American legends whose lives have left an indelible mark on the worlds of art and culture. These people didn't just create, they inspired, blazed new trails, and gave us moments that will last a lifetime. Their talent, tenacity, and endless passion touched millions, changing not only an industry, but the very essence of how we experience art and creativity. Today, we look back on their accomplishments, their incredible stories, and the influence that lives on, inspiring new generations. Julio Medina, the legendary Colombian actor whose career spanned more than half a century, died on November 23, 2024, at the age of 91 in Bogota. His name became a symbol not only for Latin American art, but also for international cinema, thanks to his outstanding talent and ability to unite cultures through his work. Born January 16, 1933 in Chiquinquirá, Boyacá Department, Colombia, he began his career in radio, where he worked on children's programs on Radio Nacional and Radio Reloj. However, his desire for more led him to the decision to emigrate to the United States at the age of 18. This decision was fateful. Medina, despite the difficulties, managed to break into the world of American cinema and television, becoming one of the first Colombian actors to achieve success in Hollywood. In Los Angeles, he took part in more than 30 projects, including such cult series as Gunsmoke, Wonder Woman, and The Flying Nun. His work in Hollywood not only brought him fame, but also opened the doors for other Latin American actors seeking international recognition. Medina became a pioneer whose success inspired and continues to inspire new artists from Latin America. In the 1980s, Medina returned to Colombia, where he continued his acting career, becoming a true icon of national television. His roles in telenovelas such as Las Aguas Mansas, Un Cuerpo Ajeno, and La Viuda de Blanco earned him numerous awards, including the India Catalina and Simon Bolivar Awards for Best Actor. His talent, energy, and deep emotion made him a favorite of the public. In 2016, Medina ended his acting career and decided to devote himself to a quieter life. He moved into a nursing home, where he spent his last years. Colleagues and fans note him as a person with a big heart, who always supported young actors and inspired them with his example. His passing was a great loss to the art world, but his legacy lives on. Julio Medina left an indelible mark not only on Colombian culture, but also on world art. His works remain in the minds of viewers as an example of true mastery and dedication to the profession, reminding everyone of the power of art to unite people and overcome borders. Vic Flick, a distinguished British guitarist, whose rendition of the iconic James Bond theme riff became one of the most recognizable musical motifs in history, passed away on November 14, 2024, at the age of 87. His passing was a loss not only to the music world, but also to the millions of fans who enjoyed his work over the decades. Born May 14, 1937 in Worcester Park, Surrey, England, Vic grew up in a musical family. His father was a pianist and his mother was a singer. At the age of 14, he picked up the guitar, and this decision became the beginning of a career that would later bring him worldwide fame. His love for music and unique sense of rhythm made him one of the most talented guitarists of his time. Flick's career reached its pinnacle in 1962, when he joined the John Barry Seven and was invited to play the guitar riff for the theme to the first James Bond film, Dr. No. It was a fateful moment. His playing of a 1939 Clifford Essex Paragon Deluxe through a Fender Vibro-Lux amplifier gave the world a tune that has become synonymous with style, danger, and elegance. Despite a modest fee of £6 per recording, his contribution was invaluable. Vic Flick's work was not limited to Bond films. He collaborated with such musical legends as Tom Jones, Petula Clark, and Dusty Springfield, and also took part in recording albums by many famous artists. His versatility and skill made him one of the most sought-after session musicians of the 1960s and 1970s. In 2008, he released an autobiography, Vic Flick Guitarman, From James Bond to the Beatles and Beyond, in which he spoke frankly about his career, creative path, and collaborations with the greatest performers of his time. Flick spent his final years in Los Angeles, where he battled Alzheimer's disease. Despite his declining health, his influence on music remained significant. He is survived by his wife of 63 years, Judith, and son Kevin, who always supported him in his creative endeavors. Vic Flick's legacy lives on in his music, especially in the immortal James Bond theme, which has remained a symbol of sophistication and elegance for over 60 years. His contribution to the art of music and cultural heritage is invaluable, and his memory will continue to inspire musicians and fans around the world. Wesley Cox, an outstanding American basketball player, whose career began with triumphs on the high school team and continued at the University of Louisville and then in the NBA, passed away on November 17, 2024, at the age of 69. His life was full of brilliant achievements and serious challenges, which he overcame with courage and dignity, leaving behind a significant legacy. Born January 27, 1955 in Louisville, Kentucky, Cox faced challenges from an early age. He suffered from asthma, which could have prevented him from pursuing a career in sports. But his passion for basketball and tenacity helped him surpass all expectations. He quickly became a star on the male high school team, and in 1971 he helped his team win the state championship. His incredible talent was recognized nationally, and in 1973 he was named Kentucky Mr. Basketball. After high school, Cox chose the University of Louisville, turning down offers from prestigious programs such as UCLA and Marquette. At the university, he became a key player for the Cardinals, where he averaged 14 points and 7.4 rebounds per game over 4 years. In 1975, he was one of the leaders of the team that reached the NCAA Final Four, leaving an indelible mark on the history of college basketball. In 1977, Cox was selected 18th overall in the NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors. However, his professional career lasted only 2 seasons, 1977-1979, largely due to worsening health problems related to asthma. During this time, he played 78 games, demonstrating a consistent performance with an average of 4.6 points and 2.8 rebounds per game. Despite his short career, he left his mark on the professional sports scene with his hard work and sportsmanship. After his career ended, Cox returned to his native Louisville, where he dedicated his life to serving the local community. He worked as a civil servant, a paralegal, and taught in elementary and middle schools. His efforts in educating youth and maintaining connections to the local community were highly regarded. Cox faced some tough challenges in his later years. He developed diabetes and kidney disease, and in 2023, complications led to both his legs being amputated below the knee. Despite this, he remained incredibly optimistic and thanked people for their support, showing that mental strength is more important than any physical limitations. Wesley Cox left a deep mark not only on the sport, but also on the people he worked with and who knew him. His dedication to the sport, his hometown, and his community continues to inspire us today, reminding us that true success is measured not only by victories, but by the impact a person leaves on the world. Teri Garr, a famous American actress, whose career spanned more than 4 decades, passed away on October 29, 2024, at the age of 79. Her unique talent, charm, and ability to make audiences laugh made her one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses. Her passing is a great loss to the world of cinema and to all who admired her work. Teri was born on December 11, 1944, in Lakewood, Ohio, to a family with deep artistic roots. Her father was a comedian, and her mother was a dancer and costume designer. This influenced Terry's early interests in dance and the arts. She began her career as a dancer, appearing in Elvis Presley musical films of the 1960s, including Viva Las Vegas and Clambake. These early jobs helped establish her in the industry, but her true talent was discovered in comedic roles, where her natural humor and flamboyant charisma shone through. In 1974, Gar landed one of her most famous roles in Mel Brooks's Young Frankenstein. Her comedic timing and ability to instantly captivate audiences made her a firm favorite. However, her most significant role came in 1982 when she starred in Tootsie opposite Dustin Hoffman. Her performance as Sandy Lester earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. This success cemented her status as one of the most talented actresses of her time. Despite her career success, Terry's personal life was full of challenges. In 1999, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Rather than retreat from public life, Gar used her status to raise awareness of the disease. She became an ambassador for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, actively participating in charity events and speaking out about her battle with the disease to inspire others. In addition to her acting career and community work, Terry was a devoted mother. She left behind a daughter, Molly O'Neill, who often cited her mother as an inspiration. Terry was also proud of her grandson, Tyron, with whom she spent much time in her later years. Terry Gar has left a significant legacy in the world of film, and her work continues to inspire industry professionals and fans alike. Her comedic roles, her resilience in the face of adversity, and her contributions to raising awareness of multiple sclerosis make her not only a great actress but also a true example of human strength and courage. Her name will live on in the hearts of millions, reminding us of how art can unite and inspire. Silvia Pinal, legendary Mexican actress, the last great diva of the golden age of Mexican cinema, died on November 28, 2024, at the age of 93. Her death was a great loss to the world of art, leaving behind a vibrant legacy that will continue to inspire generations. Born September 12, 1931 in Guaymas, Sonora, Mexico. Her acting career began with roles in the theater, and in 1949 she made her film debut, quickly gaining popularity thanks to her talent and charisma. Silvia starred in more than 100 films, becoming a symbol of Mexican cinema. One of her most significant works was her collaboration with the legendary director Luis Buñuel. She played the leading roles in such cult films as Viridiana, 1961, The Exterminating Angel, 1962, and Simian Stylites, 1965. These films brought her international recognition, making her name known far beyond the borders of Mexico. In addition to her work in film, Silvia was active in theater productions and was one of the first actresses to produce her own television projects. Her influence extended beyond the screen to Mexico's cultural and political life. In 1997, she was elected senator, and from 1991 to 1994, she served as a federal deputy, defending the interests of culture and art. Silvia Pinal was married 4 times and had 4 children, including actress Silvia Pasquel and singer Alejandra Guzman. Her family continued her artistic legacy while remaining an important part of Mexican culture. Her contribution to the arts has been recognized with numerous awards, including the Golden Ariel Award for her contribution to Mexican cinema. On November 30, 2024, a farewell ceremony was held at the Palace of Fine Arts in Mexico City, where thousands of fans came to pay tribute to their favorite actress. Silvia Pinal left behind a great legacy as an actress, producer, and social activist. Her talent, beauty, and innovative approach to art will forever remain in the hearts of those who knew her and admired her work. Her name will live on in the history of cinema and in the memory of her fans as a symbol of Mexican culture and world cinematic classics. Martin Mull, a versatile American actor, comedian, musician, and artist, died on November 27, 2024, at the age of 80. His passing is a great loss to the art world, where he left a lasting mark with his talent, wit, and remarkable work spanning several decades. Born August 18, 1943, in Chicago, Illinois, his family soon moved to New Canaan, Connecticut, where Martin graduated from high school. He continued his education at the Rhode Island School of Design, earning a Bachelor of Arts and Master of Fine Arts. Mull initially planned to become an artist, but his passion for music and comedy led him to the stage. In the 1970s, Martin began his career as a musical comedian, performing satirical songs that quickly brought him fame. His success on stage opened the door to television, where he landed a role on the satirical series Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. His witty style and flamboyant charisma made him the star of the show, and later led to the creation of the spin-off Fernwood Tonight, where he played the host of a fictional talk show. One of Mull's most memorable roles was as Colonel Mustard in the 1985 cult comedy Mystery Clue. The film cemented his reputation as a master of comedy. On television, he was also known for his roles as Leon Karp on Roseanne, Principal Willard Kraft on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Gene Parmesan on Arrested Development. He was nominated for an Emmy Award for his work on Veep. In addition to his acting career, Martin Mull was an accomplished artist. His work was exhibited in prestigious galleries, and he continued to paint throughout his life. He was also the author of several books, including the satirical The History of White People in America, which reflected his wit and keen understanding of social dynamics. Martin was married 3 times. From 1982 until his death, he was married to singer Wendy Haas, with whom he had a daughter, Maggie Mull. Maggie followed in her father's footsteps and became a screenwriter and producer, continuing his creative legacy. Colleagues and friends of Mull have expressed their condolences and shared fond memories of him. Melissa Joan Hart, his co-star in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, said, "It was a joy to work with him. He always found a way to make us laugh, even in the most tense situations." Paul Feig added, "Martin was a master of comedy who could turn any scene into a masterpiece." Martin Mull's legacy lives on through his many works, his unique humor, and his contribution to the arts. He will be remembered as one of the most versatile and talented artists of his time, whose work continues to inspire new generations. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., known worldwide as Joe Biden, is one of the most significant political figures in modern U.S. history. He was born on November 20, 1942, in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and became the 46th President of the United States, taking office on January 20, 2021. He was 78 years old at the time of his inauguration, making him the oldest president in the country's history. His long career in politics, rich in both achievements and tragedies, has left an indelible mark on American history. Early years and early career. Biden grew up in Scranton in a middle-class Catholic family that valued hard work and education. As a child, he suffered from a stutter which caused him significant communication difficulties. But through diligent training and constant practice, he overcame the speech impediment, an early sign of his resilience. After graduating from the University of Delaware, Biden earned a law degree from Syracuse University and began his career as an attorney, but quickly switched to politics. In 1972, at the age of 29, he was elected to the U.S. Senate from Delaware, becoming one of the youngest senators in the country's history. But soon after his victory, tragedy struck. His wife, Nelia, and young daughter, Naomi, were killed in a car accident, and his 2 sons, Bo and Hunter, were seriously injured. Biden wanted to leave politics to be near his family, But colleagues convinced him to continue serving, and he began his work in the Senate, commuting daily by train from Delaware to Washington to spend evenings with his sons. Health and challenges. Biden has faced serious health problems on several occasions. In 1988, he was diagnosed with a ruptured brain aneurysm, which required 2 complex surgeries. The period was a test for his family and career, but he was able to fully recover. Despite his age, Biden has maintained an active lifestyle throughout his life and remained in good physical condition. His medical examinations as president, including his most recent in February 2024, have confirmed that he is healthy and able to carry out his duties. However, he has shown signs of age-related changes, including arthritis of the spine, which causes a slight stiffness in his gait. Biden contracted COVID-19 in July 2024, but recovered quickly thanks to full vaccination and prompt treatment. His doctors reported that his symptoms were mild, and the president soon returned to office. Presidency and achievements. Biden took office at a challenging time as the country grappled with the COVID-19 pandemic, economic woes, and political divisions. His administration focused on economic recovery, mass vaccinations, and legislation to boost infrastructure and combat climate change. Biden brought the U.S. back into the Paris Climate Agreement and strengthened international alliances, including NATO. But Biden's age has often been a source of criticism from his opponents. During the 2024 debates, many noted his fatigue, raising questions about his re-election prospects. In July of that year, he announced that he would not run in the 2024 election, citing his health and age. It was an unprecedented move that drew both support and disappointment from his supporters. Personal life and legacy. Biden's personal life has always attracted public attention. His second marriage to Jill Biden has been a source of support and inspiration for him. Jill, a doctor of education, was active in his political life while continuing her teaching career, becoming a part-time First Lady. The death of his eldest son, Beau Biden, from brain cancer in 2015 was another blow to Biden. He often remembered Beau as the man who might have been president had his life not been cut short. Despite these losses, Biden always found the strength to carry on, seeing his mission as serving the people. Joe Biden will go down in history as a leader who endured adversity and overcame challenges with resilience and dedication. His presidency and political career are an example of how to continue to fight for your ideals even in the most difficult circumstances.